What's up, chat? What's up, chat? What's up, y'all? What's up? We locked in. We locked in. What's the word? What's the word? What's the word? What they saying about a nigga? What they saying about a nigga? What they saying about that nigga fell off or some shit? Yeah, bahambi gabi. Bahambero. Let's see what we can react to. Let's see what we can react to. Let's find some. What can we react to? My bad, y'all, for not having anything set up already. My bad, y'all. Let's see. Man, why did your brother have so many piercings? This guy's like Clavacula comes on the Shay Frost stream. That time he was at his crib. This guy. He is broke. Yes, Floyd is broke. Ugly fights in culture. Okay, let's check out this video and see what this video's all about, bro.
If you're a little younger, you probably won't remember a time before the UFC. While it's the undisputed home of mixed martial arts today, its early marketing made it an easy target for politicians, and it was actually banned in over 30 states.
What it was at the beginning was human cockfighting. It was. I mean, I've seen people repeatedly getting smashed in the face with a guy sitting on top of them. That's not a sport.
He said, what are you doing? You can't go put on fights that aren't regulated by the Athletic Commission.
Marketed as a sport with no rules and no limits, critics
What's poppin', you guys? It's your boy FIENT Tonese 1496. If you guys are new to the channel, be sure to subscribe to the channel. We drop content daily and we go live every single day. So if you're new to the channel, be sure to sub up, guys. I know the album's supposed to be out. The album did not drop. My DSP is tripping. I think the album has a lot of features on it, so it was just like a whole entire process for them to get the music, you know, like, you know, it was just like an entirely like long ass process. But the album will drop. Maybe the latest is next week Friday. It's gonna drop next week Friday. Shout out to everyone. Shout out Possible Swan. Shout out Possible Swan. So the album will still drop, y'all. The album will still drop. Don't shower. The album will still drop, and I have a couple more singles also dropping. This year we're gonna drop a lot of fire music. Like, we're gonna drop like back-to-back bangers. Then next year we're only dropping hit songs, cause we're building a catalog, right? So since we're building a catalog, gotta do things in a way. You know what I'm saying? We gotta do things in a certain way. So shout out you guys. Be sure to get them subs up, and let's watch the dark side of the UFC video. Let's tap in.
Critics argued that it was pulling in exactly the wrong crowd, which are people who just wanted to watch someone get hurt.
Shout out Jet. Be sure to get themselves up. Shout out Tyler. Shout out you guys. Be sure y'all sub up. Everyone who's new to the channel, be sure y'all sub up. Shout out Tyler Priester. Shout out Tyler Priester. Be sure I get themselves up if you're new to the channel. Let's also like up the stream, Ken. Let's also like up the stream.
Champion and a World Cup champion. He is a winner of UFC.
So today, it's just a late night stream. We're gonna be reacting to a couple of videos. We're gonna be watching a couple of videos, talking about them, reviewing them, and if the video starts to get boring, we're finna dip out and check out the next video. It's just a late night stream reacting to some shit, bro. Nothing too major.
But when the Fertitta brothers and Dana White took over under the Zuffa banner, everything changed. The once bankrupt
If you guys are new to the channel, be sure you sub up to the channel. If you are new, let's get them subs up. Let's also like up the stream.
company was eventually sold for $4.2 billion in July 2016 and has only grown since. Now part of the TKO organization on the New York Stock Exchange and fresh off a $7.7 billion deal with Paramount Plus, business has never been better. Yet, even though it's come a long way and is now an accepted and even celebrated part of the sports landscape, critics persist not just because of what takes place in the cage, but the business dealings that surround its biggest organization. In fact, there are so many fighters who will warn you not to get involved because the risks don't outweigh the rewards.
The only issue with martial arts though, dude, and this is what I tell people, and if you got a kid who's trained, and let's just say you're training, and I tell them this, when I was a kid, I was like 14, training at a gym, and there's a guy named Zach Light. This guy's like a hero to me. I'm watching him teach cardio kickboxing, I'm watching him teach like jiu-jitsu, and like he'll spar and fuck me up. I'm like, oh man, this guy's so fucking cool. He's the life that I want. And then hindsight, he's teaching cardio kickboxing classes for 20 bucks a class. So it's like, whenever you look at UFC fighters and you want to be this, understand, most of us end up poor, broke, and regretting our life choices. It's easier ways to make money, guys.
Because even if you were once at the top of the game, there's no guarantee that you won't wind up even worse off than when you started pursuing your dream. It's your boy Luesta, live from Lu Extras.
Shoutouts. Okay, I make music for a living. Is there anything I can make for you? Please say yes. If so, how can I send it to you? What type of do you make beats? Like, if you make beats, just send me a couple of beats. Send me a couple of beats. Just text me on Instagram. Just text me on DM me on Instagram at fiend_plugman. I'ma drop my IG handle right there below. Shout out you guys, what's popping? It's your boy FIENT Tonasekaisi 1496. If you guys are new to the channel, be sure to subscribe to the channel. We drop content daily and we go live every single day. So be sure to get them subs up. Late night stream reacting to a couple of videos and all of that. Yeah, dog, just send it through via my my Instagram. Send it via my Instagram. DM me via on Instagram. I'll send you my 10s, then you send me the beats.
And this is the dark side of the UFC. Contested over 3 5-minute rounds, or 5 rounds for title fights, mixed martial arts is so synonymous with the letters UFC that some casual observers think that's the name of the actual sport itself, as do some meatheads who claim that they trained UFC. In the same vein, most of the industry's biggest box office attractions in history, like Conor McGregor, Jon Jones, Daniel Cormier, Anderson Silva, and Georges St. Pierre, all reached the height of their fame in this organization. Since the decline of Japan's Pride Fight Championship and its eventual sale to Zuffa in 2007, the UFC really hasn't had a proper competitor. While ONE FC and PFL certainly have their audiences, the UFC still controls a 90% market share. So while it's not quite a monopoly, it's fair to say that they run the game, hitting $1.5 billion and an operating income of $851 million in 2025. In this world, the UFC being the kings of the MMA world is essentially just accepted as a fact, but it turns out there is ultimately a menacing side to how they've held the reins so tightly. For one thing, they are led by a president in Dana White who's about as ruthless as they come.
My son Aiden, when she was
God, you know, like, and this is one of the things like they say about business. For you to reach a certain level of a certain heights in business, you need to be like ruthless. Like, you just need to be ruthless. Just gotta be a guy who does things in such a heartless way. Because yeah, like, there was another video I was watching whereby it was breaking down like that some people who need to become like CEOs, they need to have like dog triant traits, and they also need to have like a very high level of narcissism. You know what I'm saying? Like, so
pregnant with him, the due date was the Chuck Liddell fight.
Oh Lord!
And I said to the doctor, "This ain't gonna work. This doesn't work for me."
Man, I don't know where this medical field medicine is at, but
so we scheduled a C-section to take him early.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So was she gonna go natural?
No.
Okay, but there was a C-section. You're like, no, we got to back this up. Like,
Yeah, was she gonna go natural? What? Like go in when the baby?
Yeah.
When the baby's due,
Right.
Hey, the baby's due. Let's go.
But y'all did a
That
set
was supposed to
scheduled
be
season.
Saturday on the fucking Chocolate Elf fight. That was the date that they pinpointed.
Right,
I'm
you're like, nah, this ain't gonna happen, Jack.
it's not gonna work for
Like,
me.
no, we're gonna be walking out in Vegas. Like, something gotta change. But if you change, okay.
Under this leadership, the sport has grown immensely, but while he and his partners have reaped the rewards, there are arguments to suggest that the people who really lost out are the fighters without whom they've had nothing to promote. But before it's time to delve into the real structural problems with the organization, let's first examine some of the dangers, which means that the UFC should be giving more of the revenue from these fight cards to the men and women putting it all on the line. Although getting repeatedly punched, kicked, or choked is inherently dangerous, one of the most life-threatening aspects of MMA isn't the fight itself, but the weight cutting process that fighters undergo beforehand to try and gain a size advantage. This often means that fighters will essentially dehydrate themselves to make a certain weight on the scale, often dropping upwards of 10 to 20 pounds in the run-up to the fight. At times, this results to extreme consequences, where they can barely stand by the time they get to the scale.
Sea-Dance 2.0 is now on Artlist, and you can get
can't even walk. How are you gonna
precisely what you want.
I'll take a robbery.
And look at the size of this guy.
Official weight 170 pounds for Joaquin Buckley.
You can't even stand properly, gang.
And in the recent case of Cameron Smotherman, literally pass out from the exertion and depletion of nutrients.
He's gonna go one way. He's gonna go
135 and a half. 135 and a half for Cameron.
There could be an entire video dedicated to weight cutting horror stories, but one of the most terrifying definitely comes from Liverpool-bred UFC fighter Darren Till, who pushed things so far to fight George Masvidal that he temporarily lost his sight.
I was making 77 kilos, like I was extreme weight cutting. It was like 40 kilos, 30 kilos cutting it, but then like the night before weigh-ins cutting like 10 kilos. To be honest, I was in the business of being
you guys. Be sure I get them subs up. It's your boy. We locked in right now.
the best weight cutter, and I did enjoy it. But my last weight cut to 170 was against Masvidal, and I remember going blind a few hours before weighing in.
And to no one's surprise, he also lost the fight. At times, fighters have tried to expose the horrors of what it really involves. In one video, Chris Cyborg, widely viewed as one of the toughest women ever to enter the octagon, was reduced to tears by the grueling process.
Oh, baby.
This is Chris Justino, known as Cyborg.
Bro,
just days before fights like this.
Bro, like, if this is how it feels like to be cutting weight, bro, like, I'd rather... Shit, dog. Like, there has been some times whereby I've wondered how it would feel like to be a boxer, but now just looking at the grueling weight, I'm thank you. I'm very much thanks with this, bruh. Shout out chat, be sure I get them subs up. I'm very much thanks with this whole process.
It's not another fighter, though, who denies with that belt. It's her weight.
Calm up, Chris, you need to breathe. You need to breathe. Yeah.
Cyborg, who weighs close to 175 pounds, normally fights at 145. But the UFC has said in the past that there aren't enough strong female contenders that size to have a 145 weight class.
As a result of the many harrowing tales that this has created, even some of those who are very much entrenched in the UFC want to see them prevent it from happening, while the fighters themselves see it as a necessary evil.
I really wish the UFC would eliminate weight cutting. I really wish there was a way.
Why they are allowed to do that?
It's sanctioned cheating that everybody has to do. It's like you're, if you're saying you're 180 pounds, you're not really 145, right? So it's crazy that you're the 145 pound champion, but you're a 180 pound man. It's kind of nuts.
Yeah, but at the same time, if you go to the next weight class, you are playing with a disadvantage because the guy in the next division is cutting a lot of weight. So if you don't do that, at the end of the day, you walk inside the octagon and you are the smaller guy.
Alongside the stress that this process puts on the fighter's internal organs, all this rapid weight loss actually increases the risk of the other major problem facing the sport, and that is the traumatic brain injury. And when it comes to the UFC, this has proven to be a pretty big issue, resulting in lawsuits where fighters who have been left permanently injured try to make the money that they were denied at the time.
Don't you think UFC, that a lot of their fighters are going to end up with some kind of brain damage?
100%.
And that there's going to be some liability that comes out?
Well, I don't know if there's going to be some...
I'm just wondering if something like that is going to happen, because these guys don't use gloves. You know, they got the small ones.
Well, not only that, you're getting kicked. You're getting
kicked in the head,
Yeah, you're getting kicked, kneed, you're getting slammed on your head.
You see all the damage that's done in boxing.
Yes.
And, I mean, MMA is probably worse.
It's part of the sport. And they know it coming in, and they now, I mean, there's no denying it. You're literally in the brain damage business.
I truly, honestly believe if it wasn't for the pills that I'm taking, my life would have been done a long time ago.
You think you may have...
Oh, absolutely.
Would you have...
I would have taken my life, absolutely.
You would have killed yourself.
Absolutely. Mental disabilities is a huge thing. It's got me crippled.
The opponent he never saw coming, a disease that strangles his brain cells, causing memory loss, speech problems, and explosive behavior. In 2012,
bro, like that's the thing, right? About like these guys like who do like these type of sports. Most of them thought they can't speak properly. Like they can't speak properly. But what do you think was gonna happen if you have niggas kicking you in the head the whole entire day? You're not finna speak properly, gang. Like you're just not finna speak properly.
12 doctors diagnosed him with degenerative dementia, a type of CTE. It's caused by repeated blows to the head.
I've been fighting all day with people. Not fist fighting, just arguing.
We asked him to create a video diary for 1 month to show his daily life.
Today is a very tired day. I don't think I'm moving too far from my bed.
Filed in 2014 by veterans including Kung Lei, Nathan Query, John Fitch, Brandon Vera, Javier Vasquez, and Kyle Kingsbury, the antitrust lawsuit took aim at the UFC's stranglehold over the MMA market and the anti-competitive practices that kept fighter pay artificially low. And in pushing it forward, fighters began opening up about the life-altering damage their careers had done to them. Among them was heavyweight fighter Shane Carwin, once on the cusp of being a champion and renowned as one of the heaviest hitters there was. He revealed that his time in the octagon had done damage to his brain's prefrontal cortex and the left hemisphere. And in the aftermath, he revealed that despite having a mechanical engineering degree and lengthy tenure in the industry, the damage done means that he can't hold a job. This basically meant that after being at the very top of the sport, he now couldn't support himself. As Shane's sad story came to light, former sparring partner Brendan Schaub, who many feel has suffered as a byproduct of his career in the sport, feels he can pinpoint how it happened. And to make matters worse, a story that he once told with bravado now clearly tears him up.
Flat tire in the fast lane? Good thing you're naked and can get roadside assistance anytime on the Naked app. Get naked.
I remember I thought it was cool when they'd go 30 seconds left and the whole gym would turn and watch me and Shane Carwin plant our feet and just slug each other in the head. And we'd get done like high five. Then I'd get in my car and throw up. Jeez. And Shane would call me and go, dude, I forgot where I was going. What? And at the time we were like, God, see you tomorrow? See you tomorrow. Meathead power. You know? It's wow. Like, then we'd get in our cars and do it again the next day.
You can't even keep a job, dude.
It's that bad right now?
Yeah. He went from being an engineer.
But alongside Shane, few cases are as harrowing as Spencer Fisher.
How many times did you fight in the UFC?
Not sure. I've had a lot of fights. 17 times.
And Spencer, first off, congratulations on a very big victory for you. This is the first time in your career that you were stuck in a 2-fight losing streak. You really needed this win, right?
My back was against the wall for this fight, and I knew it was do or die for this situation, and I trained my butt off for this fight.
In an emotional interview, the UFC veteran and 3-time Fight of the Night winner revealed that he first confronted the consequences during a medical, and soon a CAT scan revealed the depth of the damage done.
I'm going for a physical, and they found lesions in my brain, and
which led to further studies, and I found that I had dementia, depression, dizzy spells, calling people different names, not knowing their actual name. My kids, I've had instances in the past that I couldn't think of their name on the spot, and just my balance is shot. I have a hard time remembering what I did yesterday, and last week's a complete blur. My long-term memory is okay, but my short-term memory is gone. I got
short-term memory is cooked, gang. Locked up in torture prison.
Warning. This episode contains sensitive content that some viewers may find disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Western. Okay, I might have just gotten too excited.
Found attempting to smuggle heroin out of Bangkok. Have been sentenced up to 50 years.
I thought you had to die to go to hell, but hell is right here.
In 1978, Australian rugby star Paul Hayward walked straight into the jaws of Thailand's most feared prison, Bang Kwang, known by legend as the Big Tiger.
The Big Tiger, they used to call it like this. It's said that the prison used to eat them alive, and they ended up dying inside the prison.
11 years later, Paul came out a broken person. And 3 years after that, he died in his home. But the Big Tiger is where his life really ended.
Is it hard to hold on to your sanity?
It is, yes. But there's guys that walk around here, I kid you not, they're zombies.
It's a different world. When I got there, the first thing I've seen was people in chains.
Let's put it this way, a lot of the people in here will never see free air again.
Paul Hayward was 26, tough, gifted, and on the verge of something bigger. He was a contender for the '76 Olympics as a professional boxer, and his rugby career was booming. Then he said yes to one drug courier job worth 20 grand in Australian dollars. Easy money.
What? Bro, that was stupid though. Hold up, run it back. Was he getting paid to be like a professional rugby player or what?
It is, yes. But there's guys that walk around here, I kid you not, they're zombies.
It's a different world. When I got there, the first thing I've seen was people in chains.
Let's put it this way, a lot of the people in here will never see free air again.
Paul Hayward was 26, tough, gifted, and on the verge of something bigger. He was a contender for the '76 Olympics as a professional boxer, and his rugby career was booming. Then he said yes to one drug courier job worth 20 grand in Australian dollars. Easy money, one night. Be the muscle, keep things steady. Get in, get out. It was all going to plan. And then, the knock came. What horrible things did Paul see and go through inside the Big Tiger? How did he secure his safety among the more dangerous inmates? And who ultimately set him up? To get a better idea of Paul's experience, we spoke with Elaine Olivier, author of Good Luck Frenchie, and a former inmate at Bang Kwang, where he spent 8 years after being wrongfully convicted of drug trafficking. And what he told us was shocking.
On my arrival at the prison, there were 6 guys there, naked, straight flat on the floor, with a guard beating them up with a bamboo stick for the simple fact that they forgot to salute him.
This is the story of Paul Hayward and the prison that ate him alive.
You see, when you do that kind of thing, miss opportunities. What often happens is that you go and concede!
Before Bangkok, Paul Hayward looked like the kind of guy whose story was supposed to go in a very different direction. He was a devoted husband to his wife Gail, and a father to his son Bradley and daughter Kelly. Fiercely loyal and built to protect,
He was the kind of guy who would step in for a mate before asking questions. That loyalty is part of what dragged him into this disaster. And his brother-in-law was partly to blame. Gail's sister was married to Arthur Nettie Smith, one of Sydney's most feared underworld figures.
You were described as an active criminal, well known as an assailant, someone who attacks people.
No one could come forward and say I've attacked them.
Nettie was not some colorful rogue. He was a violent, well-connected criminal with a reputation big enough to scare people into doing what he wanted without having to repeat himself. Then there was Warren Fellows, Nettie's drug runner, and a man Paul had grown close to. Fellows later remembered Paul as the kind of friend who protected people almost automatically, which, in a twisted way, made him perfect for the Bangkok job. Paul wasn't the brains of the operation. He was there to back Warren up, to make sure he didn't get burned. And for that, Paul was offered about $20,000 to help Warren smuggle 18.5 pounds of heroin from Thailand to Australia. At the time, that was life-changing money. Roughly 3 years of his rugby salary for one trip. Stories like this rarely start with obvious evil. They start with one bad move that feels smart in the moment. You know, when we talk about survival on this show, it's usually about extreme environments or dangerous situations. But one thing humans have always relied on to survive is where we come from. That's why I tried MyHeritage DNA, our sponsor for today's episode. You can explore your...
Now let's move on to the next video, y'all.
The loss and turned out sample.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had got a lowrider that painted and I got it back that day. And when I was looking for like a song to post the first glimpse of the paint job on Instagram, and I wanted to break the lowrider internet.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, what's the right record? And that was it. So when I played that, the original with the clip, Fresh was like, yo, did you name your car this? Is this what you doing? I was like, yeah. Then he sent the beat.
Wow.
I'm like, fucking right, let's go. It wasn't nothing I could do.
I feel like you were teasing somebody with that record.
See, it sounds hurtful. It sounds hurtful, but honestly, it's really a lowrider song because the car was one thing. It was a stock Chevy, and it rolled and it did whatever she did in 77. A clean car, brought people to school.
This guy loves cars. WWE tragedies. I'm not trying to watch. WWE gets too graphic and fun. Shout out chat, be sure I sub up. WWE gets too graphic, bro. Level 7 strike. The glory of Thai prisons. Worse than you think. Murder case so bad it gave an entire police force PTSD. Let's see. People were killed by their own pets. The worst racer of all time. This one looks fun.
Dangerous and deluded. Even worse than Nikita
Sometimes we feel guilty.
Shout out,
we can only do so much.
Dreadful, dangerous and deluded. Even worse than Nikita Mazepin.
What Mazepin is doing, honestly.
Yuji Ide, Taki Unoi, and probably even Latifi. Considered by many, I'd even say considered by most, to be the worst driver of all time. From the slowest qualifying laps in history to mistakes like these, and some of the funniest moments in motorsport history. And of course, getting banned indefinitely. This is the story of the one, the only, the legendary Mahavira Raghunathan.
Mahavira.
I just want to get one thing out the way first. I'm going to be calling him Lord Mahavir a bit in this video. Not because he's actually a lord or came from royalty or anything. He actually came from a pretty modest background. It's not because of his brilliant performances either. It's actually more the opposite. I'll get into that story a bit later, because first, we need some context about his rise up the motorsports ladder. Feels a bit weird calling it a rise, but stick with me. He was born in Chennai in India in 1998. Chennai happens to be the hometown of Karun Chadhok too, who was one of only 2 Indian drivers ever in Formula 1. The odds were almost impossible, but he gave it a go anyway. He started karting when he was 13, which is pretty late by today's standards. But then again, he also made his single-seater debut that same year. I mean, let's just think about that for a second. Karting is where you go as a young driver to learn racecraft. Mahavir did it for less than a year, and not because he was a quick learner. Maybe he left karting quickly to give the other kids a chance. Only the Lord himself knows, but he started to push himself against better opponents. That became a trend in his career, as you'll see shortly, so when he moved up to single-seaters, it was far from easy. He raced in 4 rounds of the JK Racing Asia Series, signed up for the full season of MRF F1600, and raced in the final round of the Formula Masters China Series in Shanghai. But these stories were just stepping stones, and Mahavir was about to be thrown into the deep end.
Mahavir.
The year is 2014. He was now in the Italian F4 Championship, which was won by none other than fellow racing god, Lance Stroll. If you watch my video on Lance, you'll know that he basically bought that championship, so kudos to Mahavir. At least it wasn't his daddy who crafted his entire career. And to be fair, he wasn't the worst, just yet. He finished 12th, then moved to the European F3 Championship the year after. He showed up to 33 out of the 36 races, tried his hardest, and scored a grand total of 0 points. Fair enough, the team wasn't brilliant, but when your best result of the year is a 20th, you're definitely not impressing anyone. He tried to stick with F3 machinery for a while, and competed in the first race of the 2016 GP3 series. Unsurprisingly, he didn't just turn into Senna all of a sudden, so he finished at the very back of the field, again. This somehow didn't destroy his F1 chances, because just a few years later, he surprised us all. But I'll get back to that in a little bit. Because even with his terrible pace and an extensive list of shocking results, he didn't quit. He kept chasing his racing dream, but this next move wasn't the smartest, to say the least. In 2016, he made the very strange decision to join the AutoGP Championship, which merged with the Bosch GP Championship just 1 race after he joined. I'm calling it strange because it wasn't a logical step forward on the junior ladder. In fact, it wasn't a step forward at all. Bosch GP is basically a series for amateur racers to drive some single-seaters and kid themselves into thinking they're better than they actually are. They'd be 90s F1 cars, mid-2000s GP2 cars, late 2010s Euro F3 cars, and pretty much anything else as long as it's a single-seater. It's a championship for people who are rich enough to own these cars and just want to race them for fun, so not exactly where you'd go to prove yourself to the world. The worst thing about the whole situation was that even though he was the professional driver, he still didn't win. Plus, he was driving a Lola B0552, a car that was developed 11 years prior for the A1 Grand Prix series. Junior categories have cars with similar tyres, handling, and downforce to F1 cars to get you as prepared as possible. This car definitely wasn't preparing Mahavir for anything. It was far too different and outdated compared. Anyway, his whole career made no sense, with his season in F2 being the worst by far, but I'll get onto that shortly. He raced in the Formula class for another year, which is the lowest tier in Bosch GP. He managed to win the title this time with a bit of luck. Well, I should say a lot of luck actually. His nearest and pretty much only rival was Johan Ledermeyer, who missed out on 4 of the 14 rounds, basically handing the title to Mahavir. But fair enough, a win's a win. Some people thought this might give him the boost in confidence he needed, but then again, winning the Formula class in Boss GP isn't something you'd be waving around to F1, F2, or even F3 teams, because frankly, it wouldn't make any difference. But somehow, our Lord and Savior managed to do the unthinkable.
Mahavir.
He broke up with me. He said I was too dramatic and emotional. I'm an emotional writer.
Mahavir.
In 2018, he suddenly and mysteriously disappeared. He only competed once during that entire year in the Le Mans Cup. Yet, against all odds, all logic, and against everything that you could possibly predict, this happened. Yep, Lord Mahavir made it to Formula 2 in 2019. I still have no idea how, to be honest, and he probably doesn't either. But I can tell you how he didn't get there though. Because it wasn't because of his pace, it wasn't because of his racecraft either, and it definitely wasn't because of his star-studded resume. Because at this point, he still had no race wins or even podiums in any professional series. None. Zero. It wasn't even obvious if he had a huge sponsor or not. But at the end of the day, MP Motorsport signed him and Jordan King for 2019. And that was that. They were no joke of a team either, because Felipe Drugovich won the F2 championship with them just a few years later. Would he be able to show his potential in a true championship? Could he score points, win races?
This is Mahavir, guys. This is the man. He's going to do
it. And challenge for the championship. It was definitely his biggest break yet, and he knew it. The 2019 season got underway, and it started, it started absolutely terribly. There's no other way of saying it. Raghunathan was metaphorically miles off in qualifying, and literally miles off at the end of pretty much every race. At the first round in Bahrain, he qualified 20th and last, almost 3 seconds off pole. To put that into perspective, Callum Ilott qualified 18th place and was 1.7 seconds off pole. That's how far off the back of the pack he was.
Not good. Not good at all.
In F2, each round has a feature race and a sprint race. It basically meant there was double the potential for disaster for Mahavir. And the worst part of the Bahrain weekend was yet to come. After crossing the finish line of the feature race, most drivers slow down, thank the fans, if there are any in F2, and drive back to the pits. But not the Lord. He went ahead and tried to set the best lap time after the race was over. Obviously, I don't have to explain how incredibly
Yo, Mahavir, the legend himself.
And drive back to the pits, but not the Lord. He went ahead and tried to set the best lap time after the race was over. Obviously, I don't have to explain how incredibly stupid and dangerous this is. It put other drivers and marshals in danger, so the FIA stepped in and handed him a 10-place grid penalty for the next race. This was the first time he got handed penalty points that season, but it definitely wasn't the last. He actually achieved something unheard of by the end of the year, because the amount of penalties this man got in a single season is truly hard to believe. His pace didn't get better either. I mean, the Bahrain weekend wasn't just a one-off, because his sprint races for the rest of the year were just terrible. He finished 19th in Barcelona, 18th in Le Castellet, 18th in Silverstone. You get the picture. The second round of the calendar that year was Baku. Everyone loves Baku, right? Well, everyone except Mahavir. That's because it's most fun when you're at least a small bit competitive, which he, surprise surprise, wasn't. And it's especially helpful when you don't do this. At turn 3, the Lord missed the corner and went down the escape road. Can happen to anyone, right? But what doesn't happen to anyone is getting broadcast on live TV for 2 minutes straight trying to turn your car around. He genuinely couldn't figure out how to turn his car around, even with the help of multiple marshals. The amount of memes and edits that were made on this incident. But in all seriousness, it wasn't just cringe. He was losing practice time, his brakes were overheating, and his engine was getting absolutely baked. These cars really don't like reverse gear. So every time you engage it, it wears down the gearbox, and Mahavir engaged his reverse 247 times during this one maneuver. When he got back to the garage, the team wasn't too impressed. He was given some secret insider info on how you do a 3-point turn. Very useful advice, mate. Thanks. To be fair though, it looked like he genuinely didn't know you had to turn the wheel, so hopefully he took it on board. The other drivers picked up on it too, with F2 rival Callum Ilott having a good laugh at the Lord's disposal.
I think we'll do the Mahavir interpretation.
If that's what they thought in public, just imagine the roasting he got behind closed doors. Anyway, I'm not trying to be mean here and handpick the few mistakes he made. If he hit qualifying and suddenly stuck in a brilliant performance, it would have cancelled out the stupidity. But he didn't. In fact, he made things even worse. He qualified last, over 6 seconds off pole. That was his actual pace, over 6 seconds. His teammate Jordan King qualified 5th, over 5 seconds faster than him, in the exact same car. King scored a podium in the feature race too, while Mahavir was nowhere near the points once again. I think you get the picture from the first 2 weekends of the year. Mahavir was off the pace badly, and it wasn't going to get to any better. He did pick up a lot of points though, but unfortunately for him, they were all penalty points. In Baku, for example, he failed to stop at the weighbridge. In Monaco, he caused a crash with Jack Aitken. In Spa, he was speeding under the yellow flag. He basically just caused chaos at every track he went to. The highlight of his year came in Monza though, where he scored a point. Yes, one of the good points this time. But it wasn't because he suddenly locked in and started driving better, it was because almost half the grid didn't finish the race, so he lucked into finishing 10th. It would also be his one and only point in F2. But he did score a hell of a lot of penalty points, 24 in a single season. How on earth a driver scores this many penalty points in a championship with just 12 rounds is beyond me. I mean, that's an average of 2 per round, mate. Insane. His biggest haul came on the 22nd of June 2019 at the feature race at Paul Ricard. He must have lost a dare or something, because he seemed to be on a mission to score as many as possible. In that one race alone.
Sure. Let's see what else we got here. Athletes caught cheating. The heavyweight division needs to be nuked. Why?
Oh my goodness! 2 minutes to go. We got 2 exhausted heavyweights as Teixeira.
They are exhausted. You see these guys right here? That's Tai Tuivasa and Talishan Teixeira. 2 guys who are not only professional UFC heavyweight fighters, but 2 guys ranked inside the top 15. Do you not see a problem with this? Since 1993, MMA has been evolving at a crazy pace. The lighter weight classes have adapted, sharpened their skills, and become more technical with every generation. But heavyweights? It feels like it's gone in the opposite direction. Instead of evolving, it's been slowly devolving over time. There was a point when heavyweight was the must-watch division. We had generational talent like Cain Velasquez, Junior Dos Santos, Big Nog, and Frank Mir running the show. And even outside the UFC, legends like Fedor or Mirko Cro Cop were ruling the world. Heavyweight felt special back then.
Dude. Wow. He's not even like really flexing hard. He's still smiling.
He's so jacked.
Oh my God.
Dude, he was so jacked.
That is just fat.
Fast forward to 2026, and we're seeing the end result of years of decline. Fighters like Taito Ivasa and Derek Lewis are gassing out after a round.
He's terrible. And when I say that, it sounds like such an insult. What an insult to say this guy's terrible. No, he's terrible.
The division is stuck in a weird stalemate where the so-called champion ducked the #1 contender, who by the way is now recovering from an eye poke that could keep him out for another 6 or 7 months. So I have to ask, what went wrong? How did we get here? Why are average guys like Shamil Gaziev and Talishin Teixeira sitting in the top 15? And most importantly, what needs to change right now for the heavyweight division to recover?
Fighting Business is one of my favorite new channels going right now.
Thank you to the Fighting Business. Absolutely amazing.
Tonight's landmark martial arts event. 8 of the deadliest fighters in the world will meet in a no-holds-barred combat to determine who is the ultimate fighting champion. Be forewarned, there are no rules, no judges' scores, and no time.
MMA started back in 1993. That's just 33 years ago. For reference, most major league sports started in the early 1900s, and that difference in time does one specific thing. It shapes the evolution of the sport.
People are talking about the violence of this particular sport. Yes, it is violent, but you have a lot of action, excitement, and science. If you don't know your skills, don't get out here. If you don't know how to fight on the floor, don't come out here, people.
When a sport is still new, each year sees major improvements. The sport becomes more popular, the competition pool gets larger, the technique gets refined, and the athletes just get better at a really fast pace. And that's exactly what we've seen throughout every division in the UFC. Except for one, heavyweight. And if you don't believe me, just look at these numbers. The heavyweight division has the highest finish rate in the UFC, sitting at around 68%, compared to the featherweights or bantamweight, who only finish their fight 47% of the time. That contrast is pretty obvious. Now you might be thinking, that's great, I want to see some KOs. And you know what? Me too. But this statistic right here explained the slow or damn near non-existent evolution of the heavyweight division. Knocking someone out cold in front of the whole world has always been way more impressive to casual fans than winning a clean technical battle that goes to the judges. When one punch can end a fight, you don't need to evolve. And for years, heavyweights didn't.
I need to sit my black ass down and do some more cardio. What you talking about right now? I ain't trying to fight for no title right now. Not with no gas tank like that.
Yay! A new face!
To figure out what the hell happened to this slop fest of a division, we need to look at the UFC's other divisions. If you look at bantamweight, featherweight, lightweight, and even welterweight to some extent, those divisions are better than they've ever been. Like I said, years of evolution have made them faster, more technical, and far more well-rounded, both offensively and defensively.
I love watching someone reach a level that we have never seen before, and the cardio that this guy has, the drive, and the improvement in the striking, the ability to finish on the ground, to submit him. I mean, he's got to start finishing people now.
So, compared to 10 or 20 years ago, these divisions have leveled up massively. But the heavyweights, these guys didn't level up at the same pace. And in today's MMA, the heavyweight division is by far the worst and least talented division in the sport.
It's so weird. Heavyweight division, baddest man on the planet, just the scariest division known to man. And yeah, it's been weird the last few years. Like the heavyweight division's just kind of been not super exciting, not super interesting. Yeah, the division's just not that fun. I saw someone saying get rid of it or whatever, but
lighter fighters couldn't rely on one-punch knockout power to win fights. They had to find other ways. They had to master technique, movement, timing, and strategy, outsmarting and outmaneuvering their opponents instead of just swinging for the fences. Heavyweights, on the other hand, never really felt that same pressure to evolve. When you're 260 pounds with nuclear power in your hands, all it takes is one mistake from your opponent, one small opening, and the fight can be over.
It's so fun to watch, though, because you just don't know what's going to happen.
You're exactly right.
because that approach worked for so long, there was never a real sense of urgency to improve technically. Another big issue is how punishing this weight class can be. A featherweight can attempt a risky submission, still scramble back to his feet without major consequences. But at heavyweights, losing position can be a disaster. A few heavy ground and pound shots can end the fight on the spot. And even if it doesn't, getting stuck underneath a big guy for the rest of the round can instantly cost you the round. So taking risk, especially with submissions, just never felt worth it. Combine that with the why not just knock him out mindset, and you've got a division that never truly had to evolve. That's how we ended up here. Bad cardio, slow pace, and some seriously unathletic body types becoming the norm. Heavyweights focused on what worked and what carried the least risk, rather than experimenting and improving, because the punishment for messing up could be a brutal knockout. The lighter weight classes didn't have that luxury. They had to evolve. They had the freedom to test things, fail, adapt, and figure out and what worked and what didn't. And that's why they're miles ahead today.
One touch, 1 KO. Who's this? Yo.
Gautier as well.
Who do you like now? Who's a young guy?
Oh,
Who's a
Ultima Gautier?
Fuck.
This guy from Cameroon.
Really?
Oh, built like a Greek god.
Yeah.
Smokes everybody.
Reality is you really haven't fought.
The imposing Ateba Gautier stuns even in the UFC with his raw power. Piling up knockouts, the young Cameroonian with a kiloton punch has become a living nightmare of MMA within just a few months.
Oh my goodness. Oh! Right hand for Kalitrani shot, now a right hand. Hertine trying to get in there. That'll do it.
Today we're in for some ferocious KOs courtesy of this African monster.
He's hurt, he's hurt. Oh! The dude's hurt.
Oh, huge knee! That will do it!
Born in a village near Douala, Cameroon's largest city, Ateba watched his mother work hard since childhood, having promised her to get an education, and despite his success in combat sambo, which he took up at 17, he graduated from a university with a physics degree. Done hitting the books, at 19, Gautier bit down on his mouthpiece and successfully debuted in MMA with next to no preparation. Searching for a suitable gym, he moved to Manchester a year later. In his second cage appearance, the Cameroonian controlled the action throughout the bout,
Natural fighter.
but was blatantly robbed by the local judges.
Oh, he's taking some heavy shots. He's in trouble here, Glenn, I think.
Committed to never letting fights go to a decision again, Ateba returned just a week later.
So we'll see how that plays out. Oh, wow, the left head kick off the 1-2. That's a little close right there already.
His very first high kick cut the opposing Brit. As his rival was drowning in blood, Gautier tossed a couple of boulders his way.
Kicking, like you said, everywhere. Nothing like a head kick.
Yeah, this might be it.
Oh, waiting for his moment. Oh, there we go. It's over. It's all over there. Ateba and Vega.
In just 1 year of proper training in England, his takedown defense improved.
Different. It's just different. He's a fantastic.
And it's just. And the Isaac is covering up.
There's the
and
finish.
Paul Crossley.
His striking sharpened.
Acceptable for those takedowns.
Victories. So middleweight heads soon started rolling.
Oh!
Using a hand feint to carefully disguise a lead switch kick, Gautier
Fuck, boy, why is there huge OnlyFans promotional? Shit, UFC, man.
scattered the Serb's consciousness across the cage in one motion.
It's just okay as the medical team is now changing.
Veteran Carlos de Souza had nothing to offer either. And got swept off his feet at the very outset. With 4 consecutive first-round knockouts in just a few months, the 22-year-old Cameroonian received an invite to Dana White's Contender Series. His opponent was the undefeated all-rounder Yura Naito. The Pancrase champion packed a hefty punch. And knew his way around grappling. Let's fight. Going head-to-head for a contract.
I gotta say, fair play to Naito. He is not intimidated at all.
Ateba spent the opening minute fending off the Japanese fighter's hugs.
Rotate his hips.
Then strongly discouraged a level change.
Yeah. Frank Mir.
Lands the knee as he stuffs the takedown. Naito hopping back up.
The persistent Naito nearly got his dome cracked.
Just misses the knee.
But achieved his goal nonetheless.
That would have been nice.
Still too green for the intricacies of ground game.
And then I just look at my corner like, what should I do?
The Cameroonian rode out the round unscathed.
Clean break, guys. Clean break.
He opened the second frame in his usual style.
Trying to keep this on the board.
Now reading his opponent like a novel.
A nice scroll this time, though.
Stuffing takedown attempts.
Big right hand. See the power.
Gautier didn't forget to unload on the break. Pounding out Naito was just a formality.
Let's go.
That's it. He heard the coaching from Coach Bisping.
He is wild, explosive.
This dude is raw, talented, powerful, obviously very athletic, super green. Here, and I saw Frank Mir in his corner, and I said, all right, looks like he's going to get some wrestling. You're going to have a bright future in this sport, buddy. Come on over here.
That's not only my work. That's not only me. That's not me. It's many people helped me to be here today. So I want to say thanks to all of them.
By the time of his debut in March 2025, Gautier had built a perfect chemistry with coach Carl Prince.
More round. Carl is like brothers for me. He's like uncle for me. He's like father for me. He always look after me.
At UFC Mexico City, the student didn't let his teacher down.
Everything but wrestling.
Carefully picking his openings.
Throw punches to rely on the power. He kicks through. Protecting their mother chases.
Gautier weaponized his 81-inch wingspan.
He said, if you ain't fighting, they gonna treat you like that. Oh! Back up. I can imagine. Oh, man.
Late in the round, the chatty Jose Medina
I love this approach from Gautier, though. I mean, he is already
devoured a left hook appetizer.
Hurt you. Oh. He went from that knee. That was nasty.
And asked for seconds.
Yeah, but he's hurt. He's hurt. Yeah. Oh! But he's hurt. Oh, huge knee! That will do it! My shot!
Wiping the smirk off his opponent's face with a bludgeoning knee.
knee to the face.
Trust the process. Even if process from Tembisa still.
Ateba made a statement in an emphatic debut.
Gautier just screamed, I'm coming. Who can handle the storm? The entire time.
4 months later, Robert Valentin threatened to put away the African striker.
Trying to show him.
But after the very first smack,
Knee up the middle. Oh my goodness. Oh, big right hand for Gautier gets through. And he's not running.
He froze up against the fence.
A resounding UFC debut. Nice uppercut gets through. He's done. Oh, body shot now in the knee.
Covering up for just over a minute.
Oh my goodness. Brooklyn body shot, now a right hand. Dean trying to get in there. That'll do it. That will do it, Ateba. My
Once again, a precise left hook triggered a chain reaction.
On the button, hurts him bad.
With his second consecutive Performance of the Night bonus, Ateba earned an extra $100,000 and headed home.
After every single fight, she's always the first person I call. That was the place where I grew up. My grandma, she was always sitting just right here. I'm crying because of her. I'm the youngest one, so I spend most of my time with my grandma. I get in UFC, she's not there anymore. Look around you, there is nothing. I need to change everything.
Refueling with pure protein on his native soil and spending his bonus checks to buy a new house for his mom, Gauthier convinced the promotion to get him back in action quickly. Treston Vines jumped right onto a well-oiled bicycle to pedal away for 15 minutes.
Exactly that. Vines is going to have to fight a little bit, though. He can't just like...
Jelly-legged.
He's got to do that today. He cannot get trapped.
He's way on the outside.
Oh, he ate a knee on the way in.
Vines tried to summon his inner warrior.
Gauthier forces a shot.
There it is. That's a takedown chance.
But nobody answered.
He needs to get his hands locked right here. Oh, no. Oh! What is this? Oh my God! How?
With all the physicality.
In a minute and a half, Gauthier found a home for a knee.
Yeah, he's hurt bad.
And showed proactive defense with elbows to the side of the head.
He held his elbows together around his neck and just ragdolled him and cracked him. But is this frustrating for you that you have difficulty finding opponents because of your power?
You know, I never hit myself, so I don't know if I got power or not, you know.
Ateba attributes his rapid technical growth to a gift from above and complete dedication to training.
I'm the most boring guy you can have as a friend, bro. If you want to see me, bro, easy, you know, like gym, shop. It's God, you know, that's God give me this body. I'm obviously grateful to him.
In January 2026, the rising star was put to the test by Andrei Pulyaev, a lanky knockout artist from Russia. With a sneaky good liver kick.
And technical.
It took Gauthier 20 seconds to send him flying.
Well, the reality is you really haven't fought. They see a brilliant right hand by Ateba Gauthier that knocked him down.
Showing restraint, Ateba allowed his man to get back up.
Oh my God! Oh my God! The power. It's a wrap, man.
Which may have been a mistake.
Body kick by Pulyaev, slips on the back end. Better cover up.
You get hit. Oh, beautiful body kick by...
With his signature kicks, Pulyaev damaged the Cameroonian's elbow and gained a bit of confidence in the exchanges.
Because his reaction... Oh, nice
Big left by Pulyaev.
He kicks.
Oh!
Great. Kick to the body. The power kick.
He also smartly circled counterclockwise, away from his opponent's primary weapon.
To keep from being a sitting target.
Oh, and he caught.
Joe, if he can keep kicking his feet...
Right into this round.
Because you know that for him to make that weight must be so hard. And that body kick you did not like.
Oh!
In the second frame, the Russian employed same-side kick-punch combos.
He's huge. There's not a chance that it seems like he's just looking for his openings.
Also known as Southpaw Double Attack.
Knockout or TKO.
Oh, there it is.
However, Gauthier's nuclear cross whistled past the chin increasingly often.
He's 185 pounds right now. And his gas tank is already depleted by the big wing with the strikes, too. Like right there. Oh, he got hurt. But
giving him a second chance at a finish.
Make him stop.
Oh! Let's just get hit by Gauthier. There's a big right hand.
That's the difference, Nick.
that one hurt bad.
Big uppercut, now a knee. The storm is coming now.
Pulyaev proved more resilient than the Hydra.
Oh, stung him.
And in the third, he peppered the stationary foe with single shots.
Oh, that's body kick. But again, guys have their job. Make it show. Because they know.
That kick to the body. And then
Gauthier celebrated an uncharacteristic decision victory, raising doubts about his championship ambitions.
The fight was good. I didn't expect him to fight like
I respect him because he had a heart to go, like keep fighting, you know.
Did you pick up a little injury in the fight? Is that what you just said?
Yeah, I got injured in the fight, but it's okay. I had on the elbow, with the body kick and stuff. Like, yeah, this guy he knows.
Although he didn't score a KO in his last fight, the 23-year-old Gauthier still has his innate power, youth, and grind mindset. Whether that's enough to challenge the middleweight elites remains to be seen. One thing is clear, Ateba is the ideal candidate to fill the void left by Francis Ngannou's departure from the UFC.
So just unfazed, really.
Nigga catch a lot of hands, boy. Idiots. The UFC fighter who lost it all. What did he lose?
There's a serial killer on the loose.
I'm gonna wipe that smile off your face.
The brightest stars burn the fastest, and in MMA, never has a star burned as fast as Cody Garbrandt.
My problem with Cody Garbrandt, I believe Cody is the best 135-pounder the world's ever seen.
From a meteoric rise to a just as fast fall, Cody's career has been one of the most unusual we have ever seen. At one point, it looked like he was going to be the new face of MMA. The guy had everything to be one of the best to ever do it. Fast hands, ridiculous knockout power, and one of the best boxing skills in the UFC. All of that with time still on his side as one of the youngest champions ever.
I think Cody Garbrandt has a real possibility of becoming a huge mainstream star.
But instead, Cody became one of the biggest one-hit wonders in the history of the sport. And the reason wasn't just bad luck, it all came down to 3 fatal mistakes.
What's that?
Garbrandt's path to the top was fast, and some may say too fast for his own good. He quickly gained notoriety in the regional MMA scene in California. As a bantamweight with devastating knockout power, Cody caught the attention of the world's biggest promotions after only a few fights into his career.
Now, we'll see if this shows up. Guys, in my research on...
Lozada's out.
Training at Team Alpha Male, one of the best lower weight gyms at the time, he joined the UFC as a promising contender in 2015. At first, everything came easily for a young Cody Garbrandt. Despite jumping up in competition by a lot, his early UFC career was smooth sailing. Only a year in, he was already 5-0 for the organization, stopping 4 opponents in the first round.
Cody is, like, in my opinion, a year and a half away from fighting for a title.
Agree.
Which means it could happen tomorrow.
After knocking out ranked fighters like Thomas Almeida and Takeya Mizugaki, many people thought that Cody was on his way to one day fight for the belt. But the title shot would come earlier than everyone expected.
You coming? You coming, little boy? Come on. Come on. You already know. You already know I'm right. That's why you're mad. You already know what's gonna happen. Control yourself. You got one day, boy.
As a Team Alpha Male bantamweight, everything pointed to Cody one day facing off with the gym's greatest rival, Dominick Cruz. By then, Dominic had never lost his belt inside the octagon. A champion since the WEC days, Cruz had faced and beaten Team Alpha Male fighters time and time again.
Benavidez, I fought twice. Ian McCall was Alpha Male. Charlie Valencia was Alpha Male. Uriah Faber was Alpha Male. TJ Dillashaw was Alpha Male. Cody Garbrandt was Alpha Male. All these guys, he kept shooting them at me. And I felt like they were just after me, and it was me versus them for so many years.
At the time, Cruz had just beaten TJ Dillashaw and Cody's mentor, Uriah Faber, back-to-back. With the Team Alpha Male versus Dominic narrative still hot, the UFC pushed for a young and hungry Cody Garbrandt to have the chance to fight for a championship. And the build-up couldn't have been any hotter.
You're flat-footed, you're slow, and you go out there and you think that you're gonna land that big punch. But when you're whiffing and when you're missing and you think that big shot's gonna land, and then you realize it's not, and I'm not there like a ghost, and you're missing and missing, then you go back to that stool and you talk to Justin Buchholz, who says he hasn't changed, and he's got nothing to tell you and you know it, then you're gonna realize real quick that you've signed a check that you can't cash. I'm gonna take all your money and I'm gonna embarrass you.
Dominic talked a lot of trash for that fight, even more than he used to against other opponents. Heading into Cody Garbrandt's first title fight in the UFC, the overwhelming majority of people were not really giving him a chance. The story seemed all too familiar. Arguably, the greatest bantamweight of all time was about to collect yet another Team Alpha Male challenger. After all, many alpha males tried, and many had failed to overthrow Dominick Cruz, who seemed like he had the blueprint to beat anyone training at the Sacramento gym. If anything, many thought that all Cody had was a puncher's chance, and Cruz, as strategic as he is, tried to use the trash talk to mess with Garbrandt's emotions.
Anything you say, he flies off the handle. I mean, anything. You could literally say, your hairline's a little crooked, and this guy is going to go crazy and say, don't ever talk about my hairline. I'm going to bash your face in. Like, man, relax, guy. Like, he's just, everything you say, he's like a ticking time bomb. And that's because he wants to be that. He wants to portray this image that really he has no love. He's tough, he's a savage, he's this, he's that, but those are the most insecure people in the world, are the ones that have to call themselves something that they're not. Just be quiet, sit on the outside, prove it with what you do. And you know, that's what I do. That's my angle at it. And he's about to find out real quick what I'm about.
Garbrandt was already known as a hothead back in the day. He has always been extremely emotional and seemingly ready to throw hands at any point, no matter who was in front of him.
That's why I can't let you sit and talk about TJ without saying something, cuz boy, that's loyalty.
What, you gonna do something about it? What you gonna do?
I'll do something about it.
Well, do something then. Do something then, Phil.
What we did not know at the time, however, was whether Cody was going to let his emotions get the better of him in the biggest fight of his life. After all, Cruz was a tactician, the pioneer of technical footwork in lighter weight class MMA, which meant people hardly ever had the chance to land something significant on him, and anyone who chose to fight emotionally and recklessly against Cruz would be dead in the water before the fight even began. To beat him, Cody would have to not only keep his anger in check, but also come up with a performance of a lifetime. As it turns out, that's exactly what he did. Garbrandt proved everyone wrong. He pulled off one of the most impressive performances by a challenger ever in a fight where Cruz had nothing for him. Cody outstruck, outwrestled, and even outpaced the bantamweight legend. Perhaps even more surprisingly, he was able to keep himself calm and composed throughout the entire fight.
Cody Garbrandt, the night he beat Dominick Cruz and became the world champion, in my opinion, is the best 135-pound fighter the world has ever seen. I do not believe there has ever been another fighter that could beat the Cody that beat Dominic that night.
After being in the UFC for less than 2 years, Garbrandt had reached the pinnacle of the sport. He became champ, beat what many consider to be the division's GOAT, and finally avenged Team Alpha Male, all while making it look incredibly easy. At just 24 years of age, it looked like it was the start of a new era where Cody was going to reign supreme as the top dog at 135 pounds for many years. But while he was able to keep himself grounded against the biggest challenge of his life, the very next chapter of Garbrandt's career would prove too much for him to handle.
Please, tell my face. Please, bitch, tell my face.
As his very first title defense, Cody got scheduled to face an opponent all too familiar. Former bantamweight champion, and more importantly, former Team Alpha Male fighter, TJ Dillashaw, stood in front of him as the first to challenge for his belt. For years, TJ and Cody were teammates. They trained together, sharpened each other's skills together. But everything changed when one of the head coaches, Dwayne Ludwig, decided to leave the gym and move back to Colorado to train at Elevation Gym. TJ decided to follow his coach there, leaving Team Alpha Male altogether. It also helped that Dillashaw's new gym offered to pay him $4,500 a month to train there. Needless to say, the move stirred up a lot of controversy back then.
I'd like to congratulate you and your coach, Dwayne. Great win, man. Well done.
Appreciate it.
Uriah thinks Dwayne's a snake, though. What do you think of that?
Different opinions, you know?
You were with Dwayne?
Yeah, man, he's a good coach.
And what, he took you out of college? He took you out of college and you just ditch him?
No, I'm still there, dude.
No, you ain't still there.
All right.
You ain't still there. You pretend you're still there. You ain't still there. That's up to him to man up and realize that.
Team Alpha Male was one of the tightest MMA gyms out there. So much so that people often compared it to a bunch of frat bros training. And to say that the breakup went badly would be putting it lightly.
Are you getting, like, paid to go start a new team or something? And it was Cody was there and Lance was there and all was there. And TJ, like, lies straight to us about about the whole thing. He's like, no, man, no, they offered me, but I'm not. I'm with you guys, you know. Well,
Team Alpha Male.
He's like this and that, and I was like, okay, whatever. Then time goes on, and we have an actual sit down talk. We go eat sometimes and everything. And TJ, Chad Mendez, my buddy Phil, we all go and eat. And
if you're
TJ
new to the channel, it's your boy FIIE Tinto Nesekai 1496. We're still logged.
He just tells me, like, hey man, my next camp I'm gonna go out to Denver, which he'd already been going out to Denver. It'd been like a year and a half since Dwayne had been gone. It wasn't like he like gone and whatever. And he's like, but Muscle Farm offered me like some real good money to like be part of their team. He's like, so I'm no longer gonna be representing Team Alpha Male.
Let me tell you how renting a smartphone from Phoneyam changed the life yam. I used to have big dreams and a small phone. Now I have a big smartphone that lets me shoot e-content yam, reply to e-client yam, send e-invoice yam, and even help Ugogo run her on-the-go scones business on his social media yam. To think.
What ensued was likely the biggest rivalry in the history of UFC's bantamweight division.
Let's see what else we can find. Is that Rooney? Rooney is old now. Please hang your own pump up. You will be scammed. Why did she get married? Did Ronda Rousey get married? That was a year ago. No, I saw this one. Oh, this one's gonna be a nice video. Shout out chat, this one's gonna be a lit video. Jon Jones is finishing.
Undisputed UFC heavyweight title.
Jones got the clutch. And he's got him down immediately. Pull his back towards the right. He's putting pressure.
Jon Jones, a guy that's taken his career very, very seriously. Oh, could be bad. Again, we've seen that takedown. He's hitting with everything. Now you see him. Yeah, that's it.
He's done. He needs to stop
it before he gets hurt because he had enough.
You ready to fight? You ready? Let's do it.
Here we go. Has faced Bones' teammate. Look at that. Trying to crank on the neck. He's got a neck of Ryan Bader. Look out for the north-south choke. His left arm is under the neck. Boy, he looks like he's trying to finish it here. Hitting that fight. We never seen if he can push his cardio. High kick. Jones is controlling his body. He stepped right over him. And if he does. Longest in the division. Nice leg kick. Very nice. Jones, nicely done. Kick. And again, he's nice kick. Oh, look at this. Guillotine. Oh, he got it. It's all over. Jon Jones. Man. Jones forces Bader to tap. We were at a funny angle where we couldn't see how he was holding on to his neck. Look at this. Oh, my. And here we go. Tonight's clock brought to you by Gears of War 3. Nice. And again. Oh, nice elbow. And Rampage he's using perfect technique from Jones early. Nice leg kick. He can hit them in a place where they can't hit him. He was looking for the chin, and I like that. A lot of his victories come the same way. And there's that spinning. Shooting that side kick to the thigh. They're staring at him now. He doesn't know what to do. Get him off. Go. Now he wants the leg. Does Jones. He's got him down. To the body. At the midway point of this championship. 2 wins. 7 in the UFC. Jones was 7 as well. Knee against Shogun. The ultimate fighter. And there's the flying knee. At times, John Jones. Oh, look at that. Right. Look at that.
Jab again. Oh, nice lead left hook.
He got hurt. He got hurt. Quentin's hurt.
Big touch All-American in wrestling.
He's got the neck. He's got his neck. Getting up against the cage. He's on top. Nice elbow.
Ah, nice knee. Rampage has not been stopped in the octagon. That's what Jones wanted. Looking to finish this fight.
Quentin's trying to pry it off.
And it's all over! John Jones!
What a spectacular, flawless performance.
Using a lot of energy. Oh, big right hand, big left hand. This fight is very. Neither one of the guys. Oh, that's it. He's out. Oh, he's out, and he ate a left there too.
We've got the cage experience here, and John Jones is a rookie here in the ring tonight. Jones with a suplex. Biggs. He flipped him over. Now he's running some left hands down onto Bernard. Cocky behavior there, raising his hand a little too soon. And if he didn't have the intention of Bernard before, he has it now. Bernard is out.
That was close. The one thing we've never seen off of Vitor is submissions from his back. Has submissions. Oh, armbar! He's got it! He has it right here! He might break that arm. A little high now. I think he's out. He's out. He's out. Wow. And the left. Oh.
The damage done to the eye from those elbows.
Watch your head, John. Pouring now out of his face, and he hit it again.
But is now.
And he's doing it all from inside the guard.
Man, there's the one we were talking about before that.
It's a front leg side kick. He threw it again. Oh, man, that's a nice technique.
Controlled pace here.
Front kick to the face. Side kick to the thigh. He hasn't moved that left arm from that elbow. See how he keeps it doing there? To attack that thigh over and over again.
And for toolbox, and we can build something.
Side kick to the body. He hurt him. He hurt him. He hurt him. That side kick to the body.
And now the axe kick.
He's going to get busted up with this elbow, mentally. This is what he needs. He needs a wild exchange. Yeah. Again, he pulls him into his groin and side control. Mushed. This is it. Arm. Now he's going for a Kimura.
It is all over! And here we go. Jones who looks for the takedown, and he gets it.
It's hard to manufacture that. You either have to be scared of a guy or you're not scared of a guy. Oh, big elbow.
And he wants to put him on his back, and he does.
I'm trying to snatch an armbar.
Down 3 times already.
Often, I think he's probably decided to put it behind Chael Sonnen's head. That left arm across his face.
There's a nice elbow again.
Girl, I know you but I do it, really blew it. And it's the only girl I love. Oh, dear God, if you're listening now. Oh, this European going crazy. Content, let's see what we have. When players fight their own managers. This one looks funny.
He's not happy.
Just showed his desire. Listen to this. Listen to the noise.
He clearly doesn't want to come off, but it's...
This will be the headline in the papers tomorrow in France.
Neymar across, back heel, Messi drives, shot deflected at the last moment.
Messi coming out for Hakimi. Barcelona exits, Real Madrid enters, but a right back for a playmaker.
And that exchange right there is very interesting, by the way, because Poch goes over and says, how's your knee? And he gives the Louvre reaction, I told you I'm okay. So Messi not happy with this sub.
Mbappe.
So does that just show a bit of tension in the Liverpool camp at the moment?
Yeah, it didn't look good. I mean, listen, you know, I'm not a lip reader. I can't say exactly what they're saying, but it didn't look good. I don't think it looks good for the club. Listen, Mo Salah is a player who started the majority of games for Liverpool, right? He will be fuming. I mean, I've been in that position. I'd be fuming to be on the bench. And I think players like that who expect to start are never happy. But no one likes to see this on the side of the pitch between a manager and a real key player.
People are discussing your exchange with Mo Salah before he came on. Can you tell us what was being said?
No, but we spoke already in dressing room. For me, that's
Be fired. That's never great, is it, to be substituted as the substitute? I think that's a message from Conte, you know, to Lautaro.
I don't think his performance was particularly good, and he isn't happy about it, is he?
The fire still burns, league winners or not.
Caballero will be entering the field, and he's a man who's known to save penalties. He saved penalties in the cup final a few years back, as you mentioned.
Kepa said no. The message from Sarri and Zola is they want Arrizabalaga off. That's a clear message from Zola. Hands out to the Spaniard.
Sarri's gone berserk on the touchline.
Kepa wants to stay out there. Look, he's gesturing to Sarri in the bench. Arrizabalaga says I'm okay.
Sarri is a manager of Chelsea Football Club. When you want to make a substitution and the player refuses to come off the field.
Sarri has wandered down and out of his technical area.
So it looks as if Leroy Sané will replace Kingsley Coman, just as we were talking about. Sané tried to pick the pass, but picked the wrong time.
He's really lacking conviction at times. It's what you said. He has not fully arrived at the club yet.
Won the ball back and then was fouled by Sané. A little bit of petulance there. Sané's thumped that one. Sorba. And, well, Leroy Sané coming off. You don't like to get subbed on and then subbed off.
Sané at times looked a bit sloppy, a bit soft. He's not his full self at the moment.
Interesting one as well, the conversation. I really like this young man, Curtis Jones. But I think Jurgen Klopp's probably saying, well, I'm taking you off because I'm bringing on this young man because he's going to make something happen in midfield.
He wasn't happy, was he?
No, but that's what he should be happy. No one wants to come off of the game. There's a conversation. He said, but look, don't worry, Curtis Jones is going to pick the ball up in midfield. He's going to brush past Declan Rice. He's going to go play a little 1-2 in a second. He's going to score a goal. That's
you sit down and watch.
That's why I'm the manager, James. Just sit down and leave it to me.
Oh, it's a brilliant finish though, isn't it? But look at this. Look at this reaction. And what does that tell you about James Milner?
already when we scored the goal, and he came back and said, "Yeah, good decision."
Victor Osimhen to give Napoli the lead, and he hits it wide. It's another miss from 12 yards from a Napoli player.
He's not happy. Just showed his desire. Listen to this. Listen to the noise. This will be the headline in the papers tomorrow in France. He's not happy.
Typically, he doesn't look happy about coming off. He's seen 2 goals up and can sense there's goals in it for him as well. He's still not happy. The most important thing is Man United getting 3 points, and if Ralph Rangnick feels as though this is the best way to do that, then he has to accept it, regardless of your status.
Who nicked it on for Fernandez, and now here is Marcus Rashford to lash it into the roof. That's why, Cristiano, that's why. Well, his number is up and he doesn't look too happy about it, Cristiano Ronaldo, as he is withdrawn.
Tends to leave your striker on who scores goals. Striker that makes a difference, something can happen. He's a player that always seems to make something happen in latter stages of games, so he's very frustrated.
You don't hold on to Ronaldo to sit on the bench. He's one of the greatest players ever. He had options. This idea that he'd no options was rubbish. He did have options, 4 or 5 very good options. It's just going to get uglier as the season goes on. Okay, Ronaldo's motivated with the World Cup coming up, and you hope. But he's sitting on the bench for Man United week in, week out. It's not good. It's just going to get ugly. And I think United have shown nothing but disrespect to Ronaldo.
Wilson's going to have a go. Oh, and Harry Wilson has scored! What a hit!
Hey, what did this smile? Why did you smile? What? These are extraordinary scenes, aren't they, with Pogba going up to Jose Mourinho. What's your take on all of it?
There's a power play here going on, and I think Jose Mourinho's well aware there's cameras there, really, but if you're asking me, because it looks like it's Mourinho or Pogba, who do I see in the right between these two? Jose Mourinho.
It's not going to see the out. Yeah, no more touches for Erling Haaland. There were 4 pretty devastating ones that have led to all of these City goals.
Two penalties, but the 2 other goals are fantastic.
Doesn't look too happy about the fact he couldn't stay on and get the 5th.
I think we saw Haaland yesterday being brought off, not too happy, behaving like a spoiled brat, but because they win the game, he scores goals. It's almost forgotten about.
Ja, vedo che fuori delle ali. Certamente essere un protagonista in questo momento.
I think he was angry with this performance, not with me. I think he understands why I took him off, and the team improved.
Cuadrado. Ooh, and that was a nasty collision with Castrovilli. It has produced a red card for the challenge on Castrovilli.
Aaron Ramsey's the unfortunate one that has to come off.
Well, Aaron Ramsey kicking the water bottle away in huge frustration. He has been sacrificed inside 20 minutes here. Salah might not need it. There's Salah. Oh, Fernandinho came back across.
I just think he's going to slip in Sadio Mane here. Chooses to go on his own. Not quite sure Sadio Mane's too pleased with him. Sadio Mane come off again.
Get his fitness right and work with Liverpool rather than go away for the international break. Following Switzerland in the last couple of days. Sadio Mane's day is over. Here's Silva. Well, Erling Haaland, who got a scoring double on the opening day, got another one at the start of this. He doesn't seem too happy as he comes off.
Yeah, but not to me. I know, but the right moment, with 3 minutes left. With 1 minute left, we want to make one goal. It's completely the opposite. It's the right tempo right now.
Chiuso Brandao, era appena rientrato da fuori gioco, forse un po' in gioco, forse no. Adesso è addirittura sdraiato a terra Ibra. Galloppa, cerca Calaiò, colpo di testa di Samuel. Si continua a toccare dietro il ginocchio e dietro l'adduttore destro Ibra. Adesso vi prego stiamo su Ibra e vediamo che succede. Ecco il cambio, fuori Balotelli Ibra. Si è contenuto. Dopo passo. Manzini la passa per Ibra in area di rigore. Zlatan! Ibrahimovic!
6-0, adesso voglio vedere se...
Perché ha detto no! E comunque Ibrahimovic deve giocare fino alla fine.
E infatti vedo lì che è contentissimo di questa cosa, guardalo. Adesso non creiamo polemiche montari. Ibra liscio, aveva cercato di mettere il pallone subito dentro per Mancini.
Se l'è toccata con l'altro piede.
He completed his move to Barca from the Italian champions Inter yesterday.
De Bruyne.
And De Bruyne is the other one, yeah, getting the hook. Kovacic comes on in his place. What does that say for you, Gary?
Well, Kevin De Bruyne, he has a little bit of a whinge. In fact, he's having a proper whinge, Kevin De Bruyne. Still going.
Disenchantment.
He's disappointed. Pep's gone on to give him a bit of pep talk.
Comes off in the 69th minute. PSG are already 4-0 up. He scored a goal already. He's clearly not happy to come off. Mbappe is walking off the pitch. Thomas Tuchel is there waiting for him, wants to talk to him. And Mbappe clearly sort of pushing him aside, doesn't want to talk to him. Tuchel insists. Neymar and they put their hands up by the mouth so we can't see what they're saying. But there's clearly, it's a minute long and there's clearly a lot of tension and clearly a big argument between the two. And clearly you can imagine Mbappe said, why are you taking me off? Why are you taking me off? You always take me off. You don't take the others off because Neymar never comes off. Di Maria very rarely comes off. Certainly not as early as Mbappe.
Delio Rossi took out one of his players, 20-year-old Serbian player, midfielder, Adem Laic. And Laic did not appreciate it. It was a very distracting point, as you can probably tell. Rossi was provoked, but nothing justifies a reaction like that. The images speak clearly. Police, meanwhile, have said no criminal complaint has been filed.
Kulusevski, that's devilish. And Son has gone crashing in to Ederson. He's reluctant to come off, but given the nature of that collision, and we've shown it you from the kindest angle, you understand why. Surely a sage judgment. He clearly doesn't want to come off, but it's... The trouble is, Gary, he doesn't necessarily know best. That's the problem, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a strange thing as to why nobody was allowed to play on at all then, really, because he played out for a few minutes after the incident.
Shoo! I already know, bitch. These friends have too much talent. Wait, which one is that one vibrating? Oh, it's the other one. Mutants versus a god.
In the Nile Valley, 3600 BCE. The only person we know for sure was there was Morgan Freeman. Bro hasn't missed a thing on Earth. Everyone's bound down to En Sabah Nur, aka Apocalypse, as he's being carried to the pyramids so his consciousness can be transferred into a new body. This man's been ruling for thousands of years and he's not ready to let it go. Every 100 years he comes back with the same message.
I'm not leaving.
I'm not fucking leaving! So Apocalypse lays down ready to take over his new body. Outside, the priest pulls back the covers as the sun hits and the pyramid powers up. Then the transfer starts. But people were plotting. They were trying to seal him inside the pyramid. They were like, hell nah, he's not ruling for another century. They were trying to kill him mid-transfer. But his horsemen were not about to let that happen. As soon as the doors come down, two of these guys get turned into straight bones. Hector's family. The other horseman starts burning everyone alive. The fire was blazing so high it had him looking like Johnny Storm. The entire pyramid was collapsing fast and this big ass stone almost crushes Apocalypse, But this dude catches it mid-fall, and I swear, the way they were protecting him and didn't want him to die, he had to be the hole plug. This dude here jumped down trying to finish the job, but Death catches him mid-air, turns his ass into an omelette, and throws him away. All the horsemen get crushed one by one, besides Death. She holds it down, waiting for the transfer to completely finish, protecting him with everything she had. Then we jump ahead 5,000 years to 1983, Ohio. Class is going over the events of Days of Future Past. Scott Summers' eyes start bugging out, so he dips to the bathroom. And of course a bully follows him, trying to start something, like always. Brody tries forcing the door open, only to get beamed right back to the wall. Yeah, Cyclops finally activated his powers. And look at his ass, scared as hell on the ground.
Let's see. Zodiac killer identity revealed. Wait, there was a video I saw that was actually... So that was good. Oh yeah, here's the video.
You're eating scrambled eggs at a truck stop diner outside Flagstaff, Arizona, when your face fills the television screen above the coffee machine. The waitress has the volume low, but you can read the banner at the bottom. FBI 10 Most Wanted Fugitives. There's your name. You're photographed from a driver's license renewal 3 years ago. You look different now. Thinner. Different hair, but the eyes are the same, and eyes are what people remember. You set your fork down, pick up your coffee, take a slow sip. The waitress glances at the TV, glances at you, goes back to wiping the counter. She doesn't see it. Nobody ever sees it. The whole country knows your face, and nobody's looking. That's the strange truth about being the most wanted man in America. You're not hiding from everyone. You're hiding from the one person who actually pays attention, and you never know when that person walks in. Rewind. 8 years. You're 19, living in a 2-bedroom apartment in Bridgeport, Connecticut, with your mother and your younger brother, Danny. Your father drove a delivery truck for a bakery chain until a herniated disc ended his career and Percocet ended his marriage. He lives 40 minutes away in a studio apartment you've never visited. Your mother works reception at a dentist's office during the day and cleans office buildings 3 nights a week. She sleeps about 5 hours total and never complains. The apartment smells like Pine Sol and instant coffee. You graduate high school with a 3.1 GPA. Not brilliant, not stupid. Your guidance counselor says you have potential. You don't know what to do with that word. Potential is just a polite way of saying you haven't done anything yet. You get a job at a FedEx distribution center, loading trucks. The shifts start at 4 a.m. and your body never adjusts. You make $14.50 an hour. After taxes, after rent, after the electric bill and groceries and Danny's school supplies, you have about $87 left every 2 weeks. $87 of breathing room. You keep that number in your head the way other people keep a prayer. Your friend Marcus works at the same facility. Known him since 7th grade. Marcus has an uncle named Terrell who everyone calls T-Bone. T-Bone runs a crew in New Haven. Not drugs. Robberies. Commercial targets. Warehouses, check cashing stores, small businesses that deal in cash. Marcus mentions you one night like he's recommending a restaurant. Says you're smart. Says you're calm. Says you don't talk. T-Bone meets you at a parking lot behind a bowling alley. He's 41, drives a clean Lexus, wears reading glasses on a chain around his neck. Looks like an assistant principal. He asks you 2 questions. Can you follow instructions? Can you keep your mouth shut? You say yes to both. He hands you a prepaid phone, says wait for it to ring. It rings on a Thursday. The first job is a storage facility in Meriden. 3 guys including you. Your role is simple. You sit in the car, engine running, lights off, you watch the road. If anything moves, you hump twice and drive to a secondary location 4 blocks east. Nothing moves. The other 2 come out carrying duffel bags 12 minutes after they went in. You drive them to a house in Hamden. Your cut is $3,200 cash. That's 3 months of breathing room in one night. The math does something to your brain that no counselor or sermon ever could. You're in. Over the next year, T-Bone teaches you the business, not the muscle part, the thinking part. He noticed something in you that first night. You didn't fidget in the car. You didn't check your phone. You watched the road like you were being paid to count headlights. That kind of patience has value. He moves you off driving and into planning. You start scouting targets, studying schedules.
Man, this video is trash. This video is too rash, man. Yeah. Okay, this looks like a fun video as well. Let's tap in.
Stand a chance to win your share of 400,000 Rand in prizes with Stimroll. T's and C's apply.
I hate that I'm afraid of people seeing my skin.
The voice in my head when I'm going through my internal battles is definitely saying,
Level 1, The Dreamer. You're 8 years old. The World Cup final is on television. Your entire family is gathered in the living room. Your father, your mother, your older brother, everyone is watching. 80,000 people in the stadium, 1 billion watching worldwide. The ball moves across the pitch in patterns you can barely follow. Players who've trained their entire lives performing at the highest level of the sport. The star striker receives a through ball. 1 touch to control, 2nd touch to create space, 3rd touch sends the ball into the top corner of the net. The goalkeeper doesn't move, can't move. The shot was perfect. The crowd erupts. Your father jumps up shouting. Your brother is screaming. You're sitting on the edge of the couch feeling something you've never felt before. Pure inspiration. The next morning, you're in the backyard with the ball. You set up 2 chairs as a goal. You practice shooting. You miss. The ball goes over the fence into the neighbor's yard. You climb over and get it. You try again, miss again. You spend 3 hours trying to hit the space between those 2 chairs. Maybe 10 shots out of 100 go where you want, but those 10 feel magical. Monday at school, you ask your parents if you can join a football club. They agree. The local youth club takes anyone who wants to play. No tryouts, no selection, just show up and train. That Saturday, you go to your first practice. 30 kids your age running around a grass field. Half of them don't know the rules. You're one of them. Level 2, the youth player. The coach is a volunteer, a man in his 40s who played semi-professionally and now teaches kids the basics: passing, first touch, positioning. Most of the kids don't pay attention. They just want to score goals. You're different. You listen. When the coach demonstrates proper passing technique, you watch carefully. When he explains why positioning matters, you try to understand. After 3 months, the coach pulls you aside, tells you you're one of the better players in your age group, asks if you want to try out for the competitive team. The competitive team actually travels to other cities, plays real matches against other clubs, has proper training 3 times a week. You say yes immediately. The tryout is harder than you expected. 50 kids competing for 20 spots on the team. Everyone is faster than you thought they'd be, more technical, better at everything. You're nervous, your first touch is heavy, your passes are inaccurate, you think you've blown it, but somehow you make the team. The coach sees something in you. Work ethic maybe, tactical awareness, something. Training becomes serious, 3 times per week for 2 hours. Running drills, passing patterns, small-sided games, conditioning. The coach is demanding. When you lose the ball cheaply, he makes you run. When you don't track back on defense, he benches you. You learn that talent alone isn't enough. You need discipline, intelligence, the willingness to do the ugly work that doesn't show up on highlight reels. Your first competitive match, you play 20 minutes as a substitute. Your team is losing 2-0. You come on and immediately give the ball away. The other team counters and scores 3-0. You feel terrible. You think the coach will never play you again. But in training the next week, he shows you video of the mistake, explains what you should have done, tells you that mistakes are how you learn. The next match, you play 30 minutes. You don't make the same mistake twice. Level 3, the Academy Prospect. You're 13 years old. You've been playing competitive youth football for 5 years. Your team wins the regional championship. Scouts from professional club academies are watching. After the final match, a man in a tracksuit approaches your parents. He's from a professional club academy 2 hours away. He wants you to come for a trial. The trial is a week-long training camp. 40 kids from across the region. 4 will be offered academy contracts. The level is completely different from anything you've experienced. Every player is technical, fast, intelligent. You're not the best anymore. You might not even be in the top half. The academy coaches watch everything. How you train, how you respond to feedback, whether you encourage teammates or only care about yourself. They're evaluating character as much as ability. You train harder than you've ever trained. You're exhausted every night. Your legs are dead, your body aches, but you keep going. On the last day, they announce the 4 players they're selecting. Your name is called third. You're in. You're joining a professional club academy. Your parents are proud but worried. The academy is 2 hours from home. You'll have to board there during the week, come home only on weekends. You're 13 years old. You tell them you can handle it. You have to. This is the opportunity. Academy life is structured. Wake up at 6:30, school from 8 to 1, training from 2 to 5, study time from 6 to 8, bed at 9:30, every day. The football is the best part, training with professional coaches who played at high levels, learning tactical systems, developing technical skills under constant supervision. But it's also isolating. You miss your family, your old friends. The academy becomes your whole world. 30 kids living together, training together, competing against each other for limited spots in the youth teams. Some kids crack under the pressure. They get homesick, they get injured, they fall behind and get released. Every year, the academy brings in new players and cuts others. You survive, you develop, you move up through the age groups. Level 4, the professional youth player. You're 16. You've been in the academy for 3 years. You're playing for the under-17 team. The academy coaches think you have a chance to make it professionally. Not guaranteed, maybe 50-50 odds.